on the subject of Donald Trump telling the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, we have Trump's kid, the really bad one, go out there and just kind of, just backtrack a little bit. Just kind of like, yeah, that's not what happened. No way. Let's watch.
Don, here's a subject a lot of people care about: black and white hate groups. Proud Boys is considered a hate group. Your father told them tonight this: stand down and stand by. He didn't just condemn white supremacist.
That is a misquote, by the way.
Supremacist groups. And
the fake news media won't even get my quote right. What gives?
what does he mean by stand by? What is that?
I don't know what stand by. He said to stand down. He said he's more than happy to condemn them.
And he said
I know
stand
he'd
by.
condemn that. And I don't know if that was a misspeak, but he was talking about having them stand down. He's more than happy to condemn that. Joe Biden is continually able to talk about the Charlottesville hoax, take a fragment of a quote. The media will...
The Charlottesville hoax. This is one of my biggest fucking favorite memes. So they say that Trump was misquoted when he said very fine people. And the problem with this is that's partially true. He was misquoted, right? But he said very fine people in separate instances. And he has since then defended the Charlottesville people, the folks over there, the Unite the Right people. He has since, in the years since, defended them on numerous occasions, or equivocated on that situation where an anti-fascist protester was hit and killed by a car, right? So it's not like that. It's not just one singular instance, but they tie it all down to one instance where he was quoted somewhat partially out of context, even though in all the other instances the context is not out of context. But they take that one little bit and they run with it. And that's how the right-wing media works, is they will find any grain of truth that they can, and they will just run with it until the cows come home. And not all the cows are going to come home. Some of them are just going to get, they're going to go graze and they're going to roam and they're just going to have a good time. But of the cows that do come home, in this bizarre metaphor, the ones that do come home are going to be more strengthened by the idea that they did come home, because they're going to think to themselves, you know what? We survived the hoax. And then they're able to insert that into their fairy tale land, their alternate reality, where it's like they've got the Charlottesville hoax, they've got, the China hoax, they've got the ballot hoax, everything's a hoax. The election hoax, the impeachment hoax, the Russia hoax, everything is a hoax. And so they'll take any grain of truth in any of these, and that all that does is reinforce the rest of these conspiracy theories. So yeah, the Russia hoax, it's a hoax. And that means whenever Trump says hoax, people think, oh, Russia, the impeachment hoax, it's a hoax. And they won't even look into things like the Charlottesville hoax. Well, it's a hoax. It must be a hoax. And it kind of just gives them cover to kind of just say whatever the fuck they want. And it doesn't matter if they're lying. It doesn't matter if they're wrong. It doesn't matter who's right. They're just saying a bunch of nonsense. It's just filling time.
Charlottesville hoax, take a fragment of a quote, the media will run with it as though it's the gospel, and pretend that it's true. And anyone who's reasonable, anyone who watches the entire
doing
thing,
a really bad daddy
impression.
Were you proud of your dad's performance tonight, Don Jr.?
Who does this? Who does this?
I think he's fighting hard for the American people.
Puts
It's
their
why
hand in their
he's
other
gotten
hand?
peace deals done in the Middle East, the holy grail of geopolitical politics. Everyone talks about it. No one's actually done it for Trump. It's why he's been able to pull us out of...
I love this meme, like, peace in the Middle East. Like, what? Like, what? Like, but again, they can just say whatever they want, and it's a part of their worldview. Like, I've gotten people, then also there's the misinterpreters. Like, let me just tell you, I've gotten so many people, many people, many people, tremendous people, in my comment section, that have said that Trump has ended all the wars. That Trump is the first president to end all the wars. Like, there are people out there that think that we are not in every other country. We do not have a military base in every other country. There are people that think we are not currently drone striking several countries. Because Trump did this Middle East peace deal. They don't read anything past the headline. They just see Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump give a key to each other and fucking LARP and like do this like weird like very homoerotic video in the White House, right? They just see that and they go like, well, Donald Trump, I believe everything. Not going to read past the headline. everything is solved. Anti-war president. He's tremendous. He did it all. He did everything the Democrats couldn't do. It's like what the fuck? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. So let's look at Donald Trump Jr. For whatever reason, his fist is clenched. He looks like he's angry. You know, he's gritting his teeth. What could he possibly say next?
For Trump, it's why he's been able to pull us out of these endless wars. Because
he's doing the Obama thing. This is the Obama thing. This is what is that? Why is he doing the Obama thing? That's weird. Like, he first goes from like a really bad like daddy impression, and now he's doing the Obama thing. That's really strange.
Pull us out of these endless wars because he doesn't just get steamrolled by everyone who wants to take advantage of him. That's why Joe Biden has a 47-year record in D.C. where you can't name an accomplishment of his. You can't. And that's a problem.
I can. The crime bill.
If Joe Biden could have fixed anything, Gail, by now, he would have done it. He would have done it. You don't wait 50 years to start. But again, when you have a mainstream media that will be your boosters and your natural, you know,
that was very daddy-like.
We're going to talk about policies that affect Americans and Don Trump Jr. Thank you.
Anyway, the point for them all to triangulate on these statements is the people, like I said before, the 4chaners, the people in the Proud Boys group chat, they heard what they needed to hear. They got the message. They understand. They are to stand back and stand by. You think because Donald Trump Jr. went out there and said, oh, actually, that's not what he meant. It's the Charlottesville hoax. You think Donald Trump Jr. or Brian Kilmeade going on Fox News saying that was kind of like a missed opportunity, right? You think that's going, oh, well, Donald Trump told us, the Proud Boys, to stand by, but then Donald Trump Jr. went out there and said that that's not what he meant, so I guess we're not going to stand by? They're not, like, what? They got the message. So the rest of this triangulation is to mitigate the damage to everything else. It's to find that comfortable balance that they have found time and time and time and time again, dating and going back to the Charlottesville hoax, where they're able to equivocate, they're able to do this and that and the other thing, and then you see people in my YouTube comments that say, Donald Trump ended the wars. He got peace. Right? Like, because these people are fucking dumb. Trump supporters are fucking dumb. They're dumb as hell. And I know that that offends a certain segment of the population. I get it. And if I were a Trump supporter and I heard some stupid soy boy tranny on a YouTube podcast talk about how dumb I was, I would be pissed off too. But my plea to you, if you're listening to this, and I know you are, my plea to you is to maybe think before you speak. That's all I'm asking.